Hello, good morning. We are going to get started, so grab your chair and have a seat. Hope you are all doing well and ready to just take about 45 minutes just for you. If you have some water handy, that's great. You can always drink as need be, highly suggested. We had to bring out the AC this weekend. It went from 60 to 90, and guess what? Now back down to 60, but definitely did need it for those 2 days. So they're here. It's up for the season. So put your hands on your thighs or somewhere comfortable and just breathe. So we're going to do a little sitting, a little standing, some stretching. Wearing my doing my best shirt because all you can do is just do your best. Few more breaths. And then open your eyes and just look up towards the ceiling. We're not going to go straight back, just kind of up and diagonal. And down. Come up, right diagonal. And down to the bottom. And then reset. Let's go left diagonal. And bottom. Beautiful. Come back to the center. Look all the way one way. All the way the other way. Back to the center. Make a big wide face, really and then relax. Big wide face. And relax. And big wide face. And relax. Beautiful. We're just gonna roll forward and back. Two more. And now come up. Let's come all the way up and back down. Big circles. When those arms come up, have them stay up. Grab a wrist, pull over. the other side. Come back down and then move those wrists. Beautiful. Let's lift a foot and move that ankle. Remember, creaking and cracking is okay as long as there's no pain. And let's switch the other leg. Beautiful. And let's just come forward a little bit and just swing those knees a little side to side. And pick a side and just let them hang. I should feel a stretch right here. Upper IT band. And then switch other way. Come back to the center. Cross one leg over. Lean it on it. Really bringing the shoulders down. And come on up and let's spinal twist on that side. Come back to the center. Bring that leg across it over figure four. And let's lean on in. Point those toes forward if you want to intensify that stretch. Okay, and let's release. Let's go the other side. So we're crossing over first. And just kind of leaning in. Shoulders down. Trying to relax our face as much as possible. And come on up and let's twist. And come on back, and let's figure four, toes forward, lean on in. And release. All right, so let's take your legs, bring them out in front of you. Cross your right leg over your left. Bring your hands behind you to hold on to the chair, and then just lift those legs up. And let's come on down, and let's bring the other leg on top. And lift those legs up, hopefully around the same height. And release, relax. Arms in front, cross them over, lift them up. And release. Other side, lift them up. And release. Now, if you want to do both at the same time, let's try that. So across your right leg, over your left leg, right arm under, and then we're going to lift our elbows up and our legs up. And if you don't want to do this, it's totally fine. You can do one or the other, or you can join me in both. And let's lift up. And release. Unwind yourself. Other way, left over right, and let's lift up and go. And release. Bend those knees, feet on the ground. Everything flops forward. Relax. And breathe. Open up those shoulder blades. Come on up about halfway and just drop kind of a shoulder down. A little half twist. And the other way. Release. Okay, so let's take one leg, open it up to the side, and then slight little pressure, pushing backwards. I'm not pushing on the knee, I'm pushing up or below, above or below the knee. Release a little bit, straighten that leg out, and then open. Maybe you can go a little more. We're sitting up nice and tall. My toes are pointed. And then I'm gonna release and I'm gonna switch it out. Other leg opens up to the side, bent knee, a little pressure above or below the knee. And then release that, pointing that toe and bringing it back a little bit. And release. I was watching, for some reason, what's in my ballet bag type of video a little while ago, and they had a woman who was a ballerina, and she had the long resistance bands that were this, but like the long ones, and she would literally take them and put them around each individual toe and then work on pushing up against the resistance of every single individual toe. That would be something that'd be awesome to do as an at-home type of thing, if you had something that was nice and flexible and stretchy and that wasn't too as intense. This one would be a little intense, so if I had a smaller band that had some resistance, that would be a really great way to kind of strengthen your feet a little bit. We're not going to do that on camera. I'm taking my socks off, but I did see that, and I definitely wanted to pass along that option to you for something really kind of a cool thing to do. You can do it with your fingers too. So you'd have the resistance around, and you just push and pull on the resistance, and you can go through every single one of your fingers. All right, so we're gonna bring both legs out. We're gonna open those knees to the side. You can push on them if you want, you don't have to. Sitting up nice and tall. Look like a little bit of a frog. And then straighten those feet out, toes are pointed. I get down incredible rabbit holes when it comes to the internet and the interwebs, but I didn't think I could get into much damage looking about ballerina props. And then point those toes up. They have some amazing mobility aids and recovery aids that ballerinas and other ballet dancers, not necessarily ballerinas, use. You never know when you can learn something. Beautiful, bring those feet in. Just gonna kind of relax lower body for a second. All right, so let's do big circles with the shoulder. And distraction. But the big takeaway was, when you're doing your exercises, you need to recover and you need to stretch in order to be the best you can be. Switch sides. So you're doing that right now, which is amazing. And switch directions. Okay, open one arm, top diagonal, and then the other. And then come on in, and we're just gonna open and close, bringing those hands to the shoulders. And then let's come down to the center, open it out to the side, and then come on in. Come on in. And then we're going, dropping the shoulders down, diagonally down, and open them up. And then come on in. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to stand on up. So this is the good time to grab some water. And we're going to do 10 squats on our way up. So we're just going to stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, 10 times, your own pace. If you want to physically put all your weight back down, or you just want to tap your glutes, or maybe you don't tap at all, that's totally your choice. So I'm going to give a couple seconds for people, or about a minute for people to do their 10 squats to their own pace, grabbing some water, and then standing on it. So let's go. When you're ready, stand on up. No rush. Grab a little drink. Maybe this is the first time you've stood up in a couple hours. You've been stuck doing a bunch of work, doing a bunch of reports and a bunch of meetings. So just standing up, grabbing some water, moving around, that's something too. All right, so I'm going to turn sideways, and I'm going to take the leg that's farthest away from the back of my chair. So I'm standing, my chair back is here, my right leg is here. I'm going to pop up my left. Easy peasy. And then I'm gonna lean on in. I want to still be able to see my toes. And then I'm going to kick back, and I'm going to switch sides. The one that's closest to the back of my chair. I'll lean on in. And then release. I want you to face the back of your chair. Put your hands on the seat and just let that head and neck relax, and you should feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs. I want you to lift up a little bit. I want you to cross your right leg over your left. And I want you to relax your head and neck again. I want you to come on up a little bit. And then I want you to switch sides. Other leg. And come down one more time. Uncross and come on up. All right, I want you to face the back of your chair. I want you to hold on to your chair. So I'm going to be facing this way just so you can see me. And all we're going to do is some scapular push-ups. So that means we're going to have our wrists nice and neutral, however they need to be. And we're just going to drop and come up, drop and come up. So we're going here, and we're retracting our shoulders and back down. And if having your hands on something is too uncomfortable, you can have your arms up, and you can even cross your arms if you want. But we're going in and back. If you want to make it harder on yourself, you can put more weight in your upper body if you want, but we're just working on that scapular retraction. Let's do 3 more. Beautiful. All right, let's face the side of our chair again. And now I'm going to take the leg that's closest to the back of the chair and pop it on top. All right, so we're here, and we did the forwards before, so we're going to go back to that forward position. I'm going to take this hand, so if my right leg is on the chair, my right arm is going on top, and I'm just going to rotate my body forward, and I'm going to lean on in. Now I have my foot kind of facing forward a little bit. I can rotate that foot out a little bit if that makes it more comfortable for me. I feel like I have a better support. And we're staying here, or we can lift that arm up above. This kind of side angle pose. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to lean back, and we're going to straighten that leg. The toes are going to be pointed up to the ceiling. And first we're going to face in. So your foot can stay where it was, or it can move back depending on what kind of balance points you need. And we're just going to roll it down with a nice straight back. If you touch your toes, great. If you touch your knee, great. Wherever you are today is fine. Beautiful, and we're going to come up a little bit, and then we're going to do that side angle a little bit. So we're going to turn and face front. We're gonna bring that little arm down and then bring that other arm on top. So this hand is support, but it's not holding on for dear life. And then come on up and roll it up. Beautiful. All right, so all we're gonna do now is just take the foot and go all the way to one side, all the way to the other. So we're just kind of doing this little pendulum type of motion with that foot. And come back to the center, and let's go to the other side. All right. So first, foot that's closest comes on up. And we're gonna lean in. We're gonna pivot our body forward. And if we need to adjust our foot, that's fine. And we're gonna rest that hand on that thigh. That feels good. Arm comes up and over. And let's come on up. Let's straighten that leg. So if you need to step back a little bit. And you can adjust where this foot is for stability. And let's just lean down and see where we can reach today on this side. And let's come on up slightly and let's reach over. Make sure your shoulders are on top of shoulders, so you might be kind of scooch forward a little bit. Open up that chest. And let's come on up. All right, let's bend that knee a little bit, and we're just gonna go to one side and the other. And then come back to neutral and take that foot away. All right, I would like you to face your chair again and have your hands on the seat. Lean forward and then just take a step or two back. So instead of stretching out the hamstrings, which you still may feel a little stretch, we're stretching out the back. So you can also bend those knees if you want to intensify the upper body stretch and take away the lower body stretch altogether. And let's come up slightly and let's cross one hand over the other. So we're making an X with our arms. And come on up a little bit and cross in the other direction. And then release, take a step forward and roll on up, nice and slow. We're gonna stand so our feet are nice and wide. We're gonna have our hands on our hips, and all we're gonna do is lean forward and lean back. Nice and easy. And if you need to hold on to the chair for balance, no problem. You'd be here. Let's do 5 more. Just 2 more. And then come on up. Our legs are still spread wide. Hands on our hips. And let's drop a shoulder. And come on up. Other side, drop the shoulder. And come on up. Beautiful. Have a seat, but I would like you to sit sideways on your chair if that is a possibility for you. Just so we have a lot of room back here to live, to breathe, to be. I'm going to have my hands behind me. I'm just going to grasp my hands however works for me today based on the mobility that I have right now. So I just have them clasped like this, but whatever works for you. And we're just going to lean forward and bring those hands up. So I'm resting my chest on my legs. I'm relaxing my head and neck, and those arms coming up behind me. Now drop those hands nice and easy and open up those shoulders again. And roll it up. Okay, now we're going to do that 2 more times. And this time I'm going to grab my right wrist and pull it over just a little bit. So it's kind of towards the center of my back. And I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to bring those arms up. So lean in, lean forward. Arm comes up, behind, still grabbing that wrist. And release those arms, relax. And roll it on up. You guessed it, other side. Grabbing that left wrist. Getting situated, pulling it towards the center. And then leaning forward. And then released, arms come down. And then roll it on up. We're going to face forward. Grab some water if you want it. And we're going to be almost finished. We're sitting up nice and tall. Make any adjustments that you need to do. Hands on the hips. I'm just going to lean one way and the other. Like we do with those feet. Just lean and lean. If you want to hold on to the chair because you feel like you might feel more support there, that's fine. And then come on up. I'm going to scooch forward a little bit and I'm going to make a figure of a box. So I'm going to lean one way, forward, and go back. Come to where you started, and then reverse directions. And then come back to where you started. Beautiful. Let's bring those hands together in a prayer type of pose with those elbows up, palms together. All the fingers are pushing up against each other equally. Shoulders are down. And then let's reverse it. Point those fingers down. My shoulders went up, so I'm bringing them down, but everything else is still the same. And bringing those back, fingers back up. And point them down. And fingers up. And fingers down. Release, take that hand to the side of the head. Stretch out that neck a little bit more. Just the weight of your hand here, nothing more. And release. Other side. And release. Come back to the center. If you can, grab one knee and hug it in nice and close. If you can be on your chair, that's great. If not, you can kind of hover. And then release, and lift to the other side. Hug that knee in. And release, so spinal twist, standing up, sitting up, sorry, nice and tall, and rotate. And rotate the other way. Come back to the center. Cross your arms like so. Put them on your legs and just drop the head. And then come on up and switch to lead hands, lead arms, drop the head. And come on up. Roll the shoulders. Other way. Bring one arm up and over. Side stretch. And then come on up, bring that arm behind. Kind of see it back here wiggling. Just get nice and tall. And bring that arm back over top. And then come back through center, bring that arm across. And release. Other side, up and over to start. And then come on up, bring that arm behind. See right here, waving at you. Come on up and over. And then bring it in front. And release. All right, grab some water really quick and let's set up for our final relaxation. And if you want to do that final relaxation on a couch, on the bed, on the floor instead of seated, that's totally fine. Get comfortable. And close your eyes. Concentrate on your breathing and nothing else. Maybe you just count and just keep counting. Maybe you count to 100. I don't know how fast you count. Just relax. Maybe it's 1 and 2 and 3. Just something nice and easy that you don't have to think about. Slowly start to move around your fingers, your toes, your jaw, your eyes, little movements. And slowly open your eyes. Couple more shoulder rolls back. Never do enough shoulder rolls. And forward. I do them because it kind of gives me a reset for my posture. And we're done. Thank you so much for coming to Chair Mind Body with me. I'll see you later. Bye.